Hi, my name is Riley Allen. This is my review of Season 2, Episode 2 of Gravity Falls, titled Into the Bunker. In this episode, we go into a bunker that was created, or at least used by, the author of the journals. Dipper goes into this with Wendy, Soos, and Mabel. Also, Wendy is infinitely cooler this episode than she was last season. I think they realized she wasn't cool enough, so they kind of upped her coolness factor. Also, am I blind, or did they just decide to make Manly Dan her dad, this season? Because when they were having, or at least she wasn't his daughter in episode 2, of season 1, the Gobblewonker, because while everyone was out fishing, we saw Manly Dan with his 3 sons. But Wendy wasn't there. Did they just not decide to put her there? Was that not a decision they made just yet? Or, I don't know. So then we get into the bunker. They get in this room, which is booby-trapped. And to disable the booby-trap is in the journal, and it's in the invisible ink that we found out from the last episode. And again, if Dipper had found this bunker before he found the invisible ink, they'd have died. They would have all died. But nevertheless, they had the invisible ink code, so they got through. Also, this episode, Dipper is kind of working his way up to admitting his feelings to Wendy. And Mabel's kind of instigating it. So she locks both Wendy and Dipper in what she thinks is a closet. Only it's basically another doorway. So they go through this doorway instead of Dipper admitting his feelings to Wendy because, he knows the answer is going to be no. He knows he's going to get it rejected, so he doesn't really want to throw that into the ether. So they end up finding this man who's very suspicious. And then we find out from Mabel and Soos's point of view that he's a shapeshifter. Then it starts a big old battle between Dipper, Wendy, and the shapeshifter, where Wendy is wounded, or he thinks Wendy's wounded, and Dipper confesses, only to turn out it's the shapeshifter. So the shapeshifter had shifted into Wendy, and they had a battle, and Dipper asked for a sign to know who to not basically axe. And earlier in the episode, Wendy did this. Said she could, basically saying she could keep a secret. So that's what she did to tell Dipper she's the real Wendy. Side note, though, what was Alex Hirsch doing with the shapeshifter? He's horrifying. This is a kid's show, my man. I can just imagine this dude giggling at all the nightmares he's gonna give children, because that's horrifying. And they eventually manage to lock the monster in a cryo freezer, and he makes a horrifying, and he shapeshifts into Dipper and makes a horrifying scared face and says that's what Dipper's gonna look like when he dies. And I'm pretty sure that's the face Dipper makes when he's turned into wood in that Northwest Mansion episode later this season. Which makes that even more horrifying to rewatch. I feel like this entire episode was Alex Hirsch's gotcha moment. Alright, I got you with the nice, fun first season. Time for the nightmares. Whew. Also, at the end of this episode, Dipper and Wendy talked about the relationship and said that it wouldn't work because of the age difference. and that they should still be just friends, which I'm glad this plot line is basically done. I think it's only gonna come up one more time, and then we're never gonna have it again. Thank God, because it was boring. It wore out its welcome after like an episode or two. Overall, I really enjoyed this episode. It was very fun, action-packed, and scary. I'm giving it an 8 out of 10. Thanks for watching the video. Don't forget to like, comment, subscribe, and I'll see you in the next video.